Hello there.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this very surprise thing of Comics Watch. I am Nick Gibson. With me is my good buddy Courage, and then also joining me is the founder of the league himself, Jared.
What is going on?
Not much. We had a comic drop today that definitely made some waves. That's one way to put it. So yeah, let me just let's just jump right into it. So this is Eric's campaign, and oh my god, it's already up to 1.1 million, and it was launched earlier today and whatnot, like less than 24 hours ago, and it is blown up like crazy. And personally,
oh my gosh.
Bravo. Personally, I'm so happy for him, but like the amount of hate this person has been getting, it's ridiculous.
For no reason, by the way.
For no reason. And I got some screenshots to kind of share with you. Like this is one I pulled up from 4chan. I'm not gonna bother reading it. It's pretty bad.
The funny part is that these are the exact same people calling Eric July a racist. That's the really ironic part there.
Oh yeah, it just gets worse. Like seriously, this is the worst one. Like how in people's right minds do they think this is okay? Like, I'm gonna fight racism with racism.
Yeah, by being racist.
It's like, do they think it's like they have a free pass to be racist against someone because like they don't follow the right ideas? It's really boggles my mind, honestly.
No one said these people were capable of logical thinking, Nick.
Well, that much is pretty obvious. It's, and it's like his campaign just got launched and it's already getting more steam. It's like, how high do you think this is going to go?
I think it could go 2 million.
I'm thinking 3 or 5 million because like he's already at 1.1 million.
And so I want to say, I know the reason why these people are reacting this way, because for so long they've had the domination of pop culture because they had control of Marvel and DC. Now here comes an independent publisher who they perceive as a threat, who is popular. Same thing that happened with like Ethan Van Sciver per se, and now they're trying to discredit him. Well, it's really not going to work because you're just bringing more attention to his campaign. Ergo, more people are going to buy his book.
It's like from Star Wars when Princess Leia says like, the more you tighten your grip, the more planets will slip through your fingers.
Exactly. I love how whenever we're on a stream together, we always get Star Wars meme puns in there.
So obviously using the N-word is pretty bad, but like you want to talk about the hype of hypocrisy, you got this.
Oh,
so
gosh.
Someone tried to post it onto r/comicbooks, which is the biggest comic book subreddit on Reddit, which has like 2-point-something million people, so not insignificant, and they banned it. And then they permanently banned them from it, saying supporting hate groups. It's a person creating a comic book. Like seriously. It's just I don't get it, honestly.
Exactly.
It's just...
And wait, so here's the thing. You're not celebrating a black-owned business that was just started and is doing so well.
Isn't this what we wanted? Isn't this like what they were trying to like? They want more diversity in comics.
Oh, and by the way, weren't they always telling us, well, make your own thing? We try to do that, and then this happens.
I mean, it's the same energy of like, create your own platform. And then they started to do that, and then they started to ban those platforms. It's like danged if you do, danged if you don't, It's stupid. So what you got going on?
In terms of this, well, I've been monitoring this for like a long time because I monitor anything that's like an alternative to Marvel and DC because it's more content I can talk about because I started doing a lot of the indie books. So I'm naturally excited for this. I will be reviewing it. And
didn't you back it yourself?
I did, very much so, and I intend on maybe getting a T-shirt or two. I'm going to be supporting this universe for like a long time. But
Yeah.
what I didn't expect was 1 million in 2 days. I knew it was going to be pretty popular, particularly around his Repa's crowd, but I didn't expect it to like explode with the force of a nuclear bomb like it did.
Well, he's spent a lot of time building up a very sizable audience and a very loyal one at that. So it's really only natural that when he drops something like this, his fans would support him.
Now, here's a question. How do you think Marvel and DC are going to react to this, knowing that an independent comic book just got announced, announced, and it's already got $1 million?
They're definitely taking notice because $1 million in a day is. They wish they were pulling that kind of money. They wish they were pulling Ripa money.
But Nick, Marvel and DC are having the best sales. No, they're not.
Well, if you factor in manga, that's not really part of their company anyway. Maybe.
Yeah, but anyway, this isn't even manga, and it's doing fantastically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we a wild D Rhino appeared. Hey, how you doing? But yeah, it's they've obviously noticed. That is for sure.
Now, what they have to be, what I'm interested in is, in addition to the universe, actually looks pretty cool. I was reading a little bit of like the story behind his characters, and it's actually really cool. But what I think is interesting is, if Marvel and DC are paying attention, you think they're going to be paying attention to maybe what makes it popular, and then start to like implement some of those ideas into their own line, meaning de-wokeifying everything and not treating their customers like crap.
Well, that's what I would like to think that, but I guess time will tell, honestly.
Yeah, and trust me, I've given up faith in these companies, really. So
yeah, honestly, it's like until they get their act together, there's really no point in even bothering.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm glad that DC's bringing back their Milestone characters. That does actually kind of fill me with a little bit of hope.
And they're doing the Milestone Initiative, which helps like Black creators get into the comic book industry. So I'm like, okay, you're putting your money where your mouth is. I like this. This is great.
Yeah, they're creating a space where they want, certain group of people to flourish. Like, okay, sure. Even if the comics aren't for me, that doesn't mean I don't say they shouldn't exist.
More voices are totally fine. That's what we should be encouraging. People of all walks of life.
More voices, more perspectives.
Yeah.
It's just.
And that's really. When you think about it, that's what Comixgate is, because when you look at Comixgate, it gets like lumped in with like the people saying, because it's like, I Googled it earlier today, and it says it's a right-wing group, and I'm like, there are left-wing people in this group, I'm pretty sure. It's like, when you look at the diversity, by the way, of Comixgate, it's astounding.
And not just like racial diversity. You got a lot of diversity of thought. Like, there are left-leaning people in Comixgate. There's gay people, there's trans people. There's white, black, Christian. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few robots in Comixgate.
Yeah, probably. But it's because what's the main like message of Comixgate? Treat your customers right, and they will buy your stuff.
The right books, the right stuff, the right people. That's all it's about.
I think the reason why it gets like confused with like a right-leaning group is because the most vocal member of Comixgate is Ethan Van Sciver, and he is an outspoken Republican. So I can see why they're doing it, but they don't necessarily have the right to like lump everyone in.
And to be fair, I'm probably gonna get crucified for this, but like Comixgate did at least start out very, somewhat right leaning. Like, it's grown way beyond that.
Oh yeah.
But like, it did kind of start out like that. It's like the same people who keep bringing up Gamergate when like Gamergate really hasn't been a thing for like 4 or 5 years. Like Gamergate was like a controversy for a summer. I mean, I was there in 2014. Like, I was active on Twitter and in those social groups when Gamergate was popping off. And honestly, the whole the whole ethics and game journalism thing is what started it off, but like it devolved so quickly, and people arguing what Gamergate actually was, even within the movement, and it's like it fizzled out after that. So it's like it's just hilarious that they're still using it as a boogeyman when like Gamergate really hasn't been a thing for years.
Of course.
It's just I don't know. I just find it funny that like everything is called a gate. Like
it's because of Watergate, but yeah, I know it's hilarious.
It's like you think it's like it's just crazy that one event has like become like a cultural milestone where everything is a gate now.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Like I remember when the Patriots were having that deflate thing. It's like Deflate Gate.
Yeah, I know.
And for those just joining us, Courage wanted to be a part of the stream too, so I you're kind of getting a guest appearance by one of my boys. He's just kind of wandering around here. So moving on to like kind of like a different topic and whatnot. You wanted to kind of more talk about video games and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so kind of take it off, brother.
Well, all right. So let me see. What did I want to talk about? Oh yeah. So now let me ask you this, and I had a debate on my channel about this. What do you think is the best superhero game of all time?
Superhero video game?
Yeah. Mine is Ultimate Alliance for Marvel.
That's a good one. If we're going to go by ones that I played, I'd have to say Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah. That one was amazing.
I'm pretty sure once I play Spider-Man PS4, it'll change that, but still.
Yeah, because I've seen a gameplay for that, and it's 100% great. Honestly, what's kind of interesting about gaming, and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers kind of hinted at this, it's interesting how wokeness hasn't real Ultimate Spider-Man's a good game. It's interesting how wokeness hasn't exactly gotten into gaming.
It has. I don't know how. No, it has.
Oh, really?
It's bad. It is really, really bad. Like I don't know what circles you follow, but like I follow a lot of gaming discourse, and it's bad. Like like I mean, like the whole Last of Us controversy.
Oh yeah,
whatnot.
Well,
like,
it shows up. But
have you heard of Anita Sarkeesian?
Yeah.
It's like woke. It's a problem in gaming. It's really bad. Like the Battlefield. Like I think it's like the World War II Battlefield was really bad. There's a lot of it going on.
Oh, speaking of World War II Battlefield, my buddy's a World War II reenactor, and he's like a World War II nerd. And if you ever want to hear him go on an expletive-filled rant, mention that game. Just mention it.
I'm sure just showing him the trailer is enough to give him a heart attack.
He legit posted on Instagram, F this.
It's like you have the problem I think with that game was like they were saying we're historical accuracy, and then you have a woman with a woman in the battlefield fighting alongside
from Russia
with wielding a cricket bat with a bad arm,
with a prosthetic arm, and I'm like, wait a second, even if prosthetics existed back then, they weren't to the point where you could fight in combat.
Yeah,
343. Do you know what they did after the George Floyd thing? What 343 did? So, have you played ODST?
No, I'm not really too big of a Halo guy.
So one of the Halo games take place on Earth, and you fight alongside cops. So what 343 decided to do is that temporarily they took off on the cops' uniforms the word police. And I'm like, but we still know you.
Congratulations! Congratulations, everyone! 343 Industries has solved the problem of bad policing. All they had to do was redo the textures for one day.
I love 343. What they want to do, they were exploring putting in microtransactions into Halo 6, and I'm like, that's not what you want to do.
Oh, speaking of like bad practices, do you hear what Ubisoft tried to do recently?
What they try to do?
So with a bunch of their games, like a lot of the Assassin's Creed games, they basically removed your access to playing them. Like even if you purchase them, you would no longer be able to play them.
What? Wow.
Yeah, like Assassin's Creed Liberation HD, which is like a Vita game. They brought and whatnot. Like they're removing DLC. Like it's one thing to delist a game, or even remove the ability to download it. But to literally stop you from being able to play the game is, it's just like it's a new level of scummy. It's bad.
It's oh my gosh. What is with these gaming companies? Like, wasn't it where Battlefield? I mean, sorry, not Battlefield.
Battlefront. I think you're thinking about
where you you had to spend like $70 for the chance to play as Darth Vader.
Oh, it was bad. Like those loot boxes were so bad that the government started to get involved. Like
that
you done fucked loot up.
Boxes.
You done fucked up when the government starts to take, like.
Which I'm like, they should ban loot boxes because they serve no purpose other than to encourage gambling. But it's completely stupid. It's like really ridiculous. And then it's like when Battlefront 2 launched, it launched in a very horrible state. Oh, geez, that sucks.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. You know what I'm really happy about? Let me just turn off my camera real quick. Let me go grab it. Like you mentioned Far Cry 3. Let me just go grab something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grab some of my PS3 games. So what are some games that you've been playing, Jared?
I've been playing a lot of the Avengers because I enjoy the game for what it is, and I enjoy I basically enjoy having like what's kind of funny about the way I play that game is that Ms. Marvel's like at level 5 because I never play as her. And then the other Avengers, in other words, the real Avengers, are like at levels like 25 to 30. I'm like, nope, not playing as Ms. Marvel because she's annoying.
So, Agent Zero, I'm really sorry. This is why physical's important.
Yeah, buy physical media, people. There's a reason why.
I also own the only copy of Last of Us that exists.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. There's a reason why I have this. Wow. There's a reason why I have this right here. So if Discovery decides to screw me and take it off HBO Max, ha ha.
Yeah, it's like honestly with like people have been talking about the digital future and whatnot, but like with all this stuff where with like Netflix kind of shuffling their thing, like things going off of streaming services so frequently, I think we will see a resurgence of physical.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Because like the problem with the all digital future is not everyone has access to high speed internet. Like there are places in the United States that still only have access to like dial up.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, I'm right with you, D Rhino. Like I'm, oh, Agent, that's bold. But yeah, like I'm digital deals are nice themselves, but I'm a physical person. Like there's times where I'll go out of my way to buy like the Switch version of something just because I want a physical copy of it.
Yeah, well, let me put it this way: I pretty much only also buy physical comic books too, because A, they're actually collectible, and B, if these companies decide, well, that's problematic, and they take it off. Guess who still has it, dudes?
Yep. It's like I'm trying to grab it. Delist this, motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah, I did hear that they kind of walked back, like the taking off, like how hard is it? Even if it's like DRM and like authentication servers, like how hard is it to just like turn off the authentication servers? It's like if it's an old game, who cares? Like any copy sold is basically free money for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Game Pass recently sent out a thing that says that they're not gonna like add for like, because the way Xbox does is every month they give you what's called games with gold. So if you have an Xbox Gold account like I do, they give you a free game. And this one, they said we're not going to be sending out the original Doom 3 in a silver case. Oh, dude, that is legit.
PC or Xbox? PC or Xbox?
I have the version, by the way, of Doom 3 that comes with Dooms 1 and 2 as well. So I have them on console. And
what's
up, dude? Why didn't you buy Twitter? But I love, I have. Speaking of, I know. Speaking of,
we're talking about that.
Yeah. Speaking of Doom, I may or may not have on digital Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. Both are badass.
I have Doom 2016 on Steam, and my God, that game is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
It's like somehow they found a way to like merge like the old school sensibilities, but like modernize them. It's so good,
dude.
Also,
it's
Doom
the one time
64 is so good. Like Doom, like oh my fucking God, that game is awesome.
It's the one time with that remake that they remade a game or updated a game, and it was great. I'm like, this is so much fun. You're carrying around like 8,000 guns. You reload your ammo by killing your enemies with a chainsaw.
I just love how like that game is so ridiculous, but like they lean into it, they embrace it. My favorite thing is like, you can't blow a hole on the surface of Mars, then proceed to blow a hole on the surface of Mars.
Yeah, I know. I love this. It is just so cool.
Did you like? Okay, I have to look up the YouTube video. We're watching that,
And
like
I love how in Doom Eternal they basically do an Avengers Endgame portal sequence with the two armies clashing. I'm like, I know where you guys are getting that from.
Yeah, I have to like look this up, and because it's just it is so hilarious. Like it's just okay. Wait, let me I gotta make sure that I'm sharing with sound, because like we need that sound. This video is so good. All right. Let's let's do this.
Oh.
You can't just shoot a hole into the surface of Mars.
Oh my gosh. I love the music in the background.
Yeah.
And then he just picks up the gun. It's like, you're coming with me.
I mean, it's a big fucking gun. What do you expect?
Yes, the BFG, baby. But you know what I watched recently is that horrible, like, what is it? So you know how they made a Doom movie, but they made a newer one that's on Netflix that is even more
Annihilation?
Yeah, I saw that one. It's bad.
I will say, the Doom movie from like the 2000s, it's unironically awesome. It's ironically awesome. Yeah, that's right.
Well,
like,
you have a scene.
Like you have The Rock saying that's one big fucking gun,
and you have a scene where dude's fighting through a facility, first person with heavy metal music in the background. That is so Doom.
Like, yeah, like the movie is bad. Don't get me wrong, the Doom movie is bad, but like it has its moments. I'm only gonna show like a small portion of this part, but like, because like it, like I'll get demonetized, but like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this soundtrack. And we see Judge Dredd. He does a cameo in this movie.
I mean, he is a Doom Marine, so.
Except he talks. We see his face. He's not called Doom Guy.
Look at this,
dude. I remember watching this for the first time, and I was like, "My God, they did it!"
And he even got like Doom style music too.
Yeah. They even have a Hell Knight show up later for no reason. They even do ADS. 360 no scope.
All right, I'm gonna end it right there because like I don't want to get the stream taken down.
But that is just so cool.
I love how in Thor Ragnarok, there's that scene where Scourge is like shooting down the guns.
Mm-hmm.
I love how like that, like they even said that was an homage to Doom.
Yeah, I also love, speaking of gaming, how in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when they're being chased by the gold people and they're in their little remote control ships, it's basically an arcade and they have the sounds of an arcade. That was so cool. Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxies were actually some of my favorite Marvel movies. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, if you're hip firing 2 ARs, yeah, that's Doom, baby. Oh, oh, yeah.
Look,
there you go. Ironically, it's Carl Urban again. The funny part is that there's no way he didn't have to reload.
Well, yeah, when you're the Doom Marine, you don't have to reload.
That's true. That's true. That's one of the funniest parts about the game is that you can carry around like 10 different guns, but you're also carrying around all their ammo.
Where's your arsenal? I am the arsenal.
No, yeah. I am the Senate. Not yet.
Oh, did you hear that they're making a Duke Nukem movie?
Really?
And it's being done by the guys who did Cobra Kai. So that's the only reason that I have hope. It's because like the Cobra Kai people are actually really good at like about kind of stepping over woke politics,
Then maybe they should remake the Halo show and make it good.
I don't think even they like you'd have to burn it all to the ground and restart from scratch because
luckily
even they can't.
The creatives did say that they're going to pay more attention to the to the fan backlash for season 2. But what I love is that what's kind of funny?
Unless you're restarting the show, the damage is already done.
What's hilarious is that before the show even aired, the showrunner quit.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, as soon as he was done with his work, he's like, "I'm out," and I'm like, "Well, that's mildly concerning." Oh, you mean the showrunner that didn't pay attention to any of the Halo lore?
Like honestly, it's like how hard is it to do a good show right? Like I'm looking up a scene.
Let me put it this way: when they're in the rare occasions when there were action scenes in the Halo show, it was fantastic. The problem is they only showed up for like a minute in 9 episodes. They only showed up in 3.
You want to know how to do an adaptation right?
Sure.
I love this scene.
I terrify them. Cypher disorients them. Alucard goes over the top, and we support him.
Yes.
The sword is a stick.
They're playing Bloody Tears!
Awesome.
It's an extra song for the game! Like, seriously, Castlevania on Netflix is so fucking awesome. I'm just like...
You know what's hilarious? On the Netflix, they have a show called that's basically based on that Jupiter's Legacy series. It's about the
Which is
criminals.
actually not bad. That's actually not a bad show.
It's not a bad show. But what's funny about it is that there's a zombie episode, right? And the superheroes show up, and then they go, it's just like playing zombie mode on COD. I'm like, no one says COD.
That show was actually really good. I'm just sad it got canceled.
I liked it. But you know what show I love that's getting a second season? It's an animated show. Have you ever seen Blood of Zeus?
No, I have not. Tell me
They
about
took the Greek gods and made it basically a superhero show.
it.
It is so good.
Question. Have you ever heard of Rising of the Shield Hero?
No.
Oh my god. So like we're talking about like video game stuff. It's an anime. Basically it's like an isekai kind of thing. But it takes like video game tropes. Let's see here. Let's just do trailer. It's right here. Trailer. All right. What up? Also, Ref Talia is my waifu. Fuck you.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, hey Aardvark, what's up? We're just kind of talking about like video game stuff now. We said some really good stuff about Ripa. You know, we appreciate you stopping by. How you doing, buddy?
Did you see the X-Men anime?
I saw like bits of it. The animation looked really good.
It's really good. The Avengers one is hilarious because the Avengers announce every single one of their attacks. Like Captain America's like, shield throw. And I'm like, okay, this is really cheesy. But dude, the X-Men anime is badass.
Have you seen the Marvel anime where they kind of play it like Power Rangers?
What is that?
Okay.
Wait, what?
Accepted. Materializing.
What is this?
Identity.
So it's Pokemon, but Avengers.
No, it's like Super Sentai Power Rangers.
Oh, wow. Wow, that is cool.
Accepted. Materializing. Fight. Identity. Captain America.
That is so funny. Oh, man.
Accepted. Materializing. Energy. Identity.
That is so funny. Oh, man, that is good.
Yeah, I think it kind of paused there for a moment, but like, yeah, it's crazy. Oh. You've never seen some of that stuff?
No, I haven't. Wait, watch. Here's Blood of Zeus. I'm going to share my screen real quick. You have to see at least this. It's a little clip.
Okay. All right. Show it to me, brother.
Let me. I just wanted to make sure it's sharing sound. It should be. Well, let me know if you can hear this.
Yeah, I'll let you know. You're not sharing sound.
Now am I?
Just kind of just restart it. You know.
Okay. All right. Let me do this. All right. So let me make sure it's sharing sound too, because it might not. Share screen. All right. So let's do this. All right. Now let's try it again.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Hmm.
And let me know if you can hear this.
It's very low.
Okay.
I think I'm hearing your headphones.
All right. So let me try this. All right. So now try it.
Animation looks good.
Yeah, it is. Those are the gods. All right, so I'm gonna end it there so you don't get like taken down.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it is so good.
Oh, I bet. Like, what are some other like underrated shows that you've been watching?
Well, Spectacular Spider-Man is on Netflix now, so I've been watching that.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's a pretty big deal.
Very much enjoying that. I'm like, please bring it back, revive, clear.
Yeah, they're doing X-Men '97, so like that's a big deal. But like, I'm worried. Like, they've kind of said some things that kind of made me fear they'll F it up.
Yeah, and I really hope that they can do something other than putting them on Krakoa, because it's gotten old at this point. Stop with the frickin' island.
Well, I don't think they ever did that in the show. Like,
No.
I don't know. It's like, because that's like a really modern X-Men story, and like, I don't know. Like, honestly, I think it would be really cool for X-Men '97 to tackle like House of M.
Oh,
Because like,
yes.
Because like, if we're talking about more contemporary story arcs, House of M is kind of a little bit closer to like what the time period, or Onslaught. Like, Onslaught would be perfect. Like, I could see like, if we're doing X-Men '97, Onslaught was like what, 95, 96 or something.
Yes, they could definitely do that.
And then House of M, they could probably, like, that'd be kind of a cool thing to do.
Oh, they could do Avengers versus X-Men. Because the Phoenix exists in this universe, so they could do it, and they have done crossovers with the Avengers.
And then, okay, let's enter fan fiction time. X-Men '97 versus the Yost versus X-Men.
The Yost versus X-Men? Was there Yost versus X-Men?
The Christopher Yost. Like, I thought he did it. There was
no, but I thought that was Avengers.
Earth Mightiest Heroes.
No, that was Avengers, not X-Men.
X-Men '97 versus Earth Mightiest.
But you said X-Men '97 versus Christopher Yost's X-Men, and I'm like, he didn't do X-Men.
Well, I misspoke then.
Okay, I would have to say in that case that is a fantastic question. First off,
yeah, that's a fanboy dream right there.
In terms of the team lineup, well, here's the thing: I got to give it to the X-Men, because here's the thing, and this is why I always say the X-Men would destroy the Avengers, which they did in the book. The X-Men are the closest thing to having godlike powers in the Marvel universe, and again, we did a stream where we talked about the Justice League versus Avengers, and I said the Avengers have mostly non-powered people. The X-Men, all of them have like really, really, really OP powers.
Like, honestly, if you want to face a Marvel team against the Justice League, you better use the X-Men. Like, the X-Men actually might beat the Justice League.
It would be close. I still think maybe Flash, because here's the thing: Quicksilver is fast, but he's not Flash.
Okay, let's kind of go in this direction. If you wanted a X-Men team to beat the Justice League, what would it like? So obviously you have Phoenix.
Who would be on the team? Okay, so it would be Phoenix,
Rogue, Rogue,
because she can touch anyone and
Wolverine.
observe their power. Definitely Wolverine. Probably
Uh,
Emma Frost because she has the invulnerability and telekinetic powers.
Colossus,
Hell yeah, we need Colossus. Storm, I would say Storm.
because Colossus, I think could probably go toe to toe with the Hulk. Colossus has gone against the
Keep
Juggernaut.
speaking because I thought you said we were doing X-Men versus Justice League. It's all good. Okay, we'll do X-Men versus Yas versus Avengers. But yes, I'm currently watching the Avengers one, and it's actually really good. But anyway, Captain Marvel in that Avengers show is way better than she is in the movies. Just putting that out there. I'm up to the episode, by the way, where Deadpool shows up. It's a delight. But anyway, I would say Colossus v. Hulk. Yeah, he is probably the one of the X-Men that could probably go toe to toe with the Hulk and not get trounced.
The only other major Marvel character that can go toe with the Hulk is a Thing, but you know, but that's still in the Marvel verse. But like, but as far as like matchups, yeah, definitely would have.
Here's how you beat the Avengers: put Magneto on the X-Men because most of their stuff involves metal. Magneto just goes crush.
No, I got you one better. Polaris.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Polaris is an X-Man.
Yeah. So is Magneto for a point. But indeed,
Flash.
You
want to know how you disable the Flash? Mind. You basically go into his mind and knock him out.
That's true.
Like Emma Frost could do that. Oh, Witchblade isn't a Marvel character, even though I love.
Yeah. That's actually how Batman took out Green Lantern in Tower of Babel. What he did is he made it so he's blind, because if he can't see, he can't do his constructs. Yeah. And here's the thing: if we were doing an X-Men versus
Emma Frost goes into Hal Jordan's mind and makes him think he's blind.
Yeah, but I was about to say which Green Lantern, because if it's Hal Jordan, I think he would figure out a way to do it because he's Hal Jordan.
With pure fuck you.
Yeah, he'd be like, screw you. Even if it's like Jessica Cruz, because she's actually a beast.
See, the thing is, I think Superman actually has protections in his mind for like mind control and whatnot.
And I guarantee you Batman has trained his mind to withstand like telekinetic attacks because he's freaking Batman and telepaths do exist. By the way, Superman kind of does not have the protection against mind control, because there was a storyline called Superman Sacrifice where he kept being controlled by Maxwell Lord. And what Max Lord did is he made it seem like Superman was dreaming, but like when he was fighting Darkseid, he was actually fighting Batman.
See, the problem is, because honestly, if we keep allowing this, Emma Frost could solo the Avengers then.
The Avengers? Oh, yeah, exactly.
So I'm kind of limiting which characters can be mind controlled. Like I'd say Wonder Woman probably couldn't be mind controlled.
Maybe.
Flash definitely could.
Flash could, yeah, absolutely. Either Flash can do that.
So basically, in this scenario, Flash is going to be the first one to go down. Where just like they see it's a speedster, Emma, put him to sleep.
Yeah.
So that's an easy W.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see here. Superman is tricky.
Really, the only X-Men I could see fighting Superman is Colossus.
Actually, the way I would do it is I'd have Rogue go kind of toe to toe with him, drain his powers, weaken him.
But you see, I was saving Rogue to fight Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman being in her classic costume and there's more skin exposed for Rogue to touch. That's how Rogue beat Wonder Woman in that death battle.
So basically what you're saying is she basically knocks out Wonder Woman, gets the powers of Wonder Woman, and then fights Superman.
But here's the wild card. Yeah, she takes Wonder Woman's powers. She like weakens Wonder Woman, then Wonder Woman takes off her bracers. That's the problem. That's the thing about fighting the Justice League. When you think you've beaten them, they ramp up the power by 10. That's why I've always maintained the Justice League would beat any superhero team you can think of.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Magic versus Zatanna.
Magic versus Zatanna.
Yeah.
Zatanna. What? Because Magic is cool, but she's basically just teleports and has a big sword.
I mean, she can do magic.
But not to the extent that Zatanna can. Now, if you want to battle Zatanna versus Doctor Strange, that's a closer battle.
Ooh. Actually, I put Dr. Fate versus Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah, that's way better. Exactly.
Because Dr. Fate is basically the Sorcerer Supreme of the DC universe.
By the way, I am very excited to see him in Black Adam. Particularly, they cast him as Pierce. They cast Pierce Brosnan as him. I'm like, that is spot on.
Yeah, that's perfect casting. Perfect.
I'm so excited. But so yes, Witchblade is technically an Image character.
I mean that's like saying Superman's a Marvel character because they've done Avengers versus X-Men crossovers.
Nah, would be funny. X-Men versus Squadron Supreme. Which is basically the Justice League versus the X-Men. By the way, you know what's funny? Funny story. So I was talking to Lad. This was like around the time we started the channel. And we're just FaceTiming and talking about stuff. And he goes to me, Jared, did you know that Marvel has their own version of the Justice League? So I flip in the Marvel Encyclopedia and find the Squadron. And I'm like, I'm reading their origins. For Power Princess, she comes from a warrior island of only women. A Hyperion. He's the only survivor from a doomed planet. And I'm like, oh no. By the way, if Superman, yes, exactly. I was about to say.
Yeah, we've talked about this. We've actually talked about this before. But
yeah, if he's figured out a way to be Parasite, because here's the thing. Yes, Rogue would come after him. Superman would just use his frost breath to like hold her in place, not kill her, but hold her in place.
See, here's the difference though. If we include Rogue with the Ms. Marvel powers, you know that's kind of a game changer because Parasite is just basically a normal human that can just take Superman's powers.
But here's the problem with that.
Whereas Rogue could kind of go toe-to-toe with Superman, not beat him, but actually hold her own at least.
But here's the problem. Superman has a form of super speed. Granted, he's not as fast as the Flash. They've established that. But he is really, really, really fast, as shown expertly in the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, like that scene was done so well. Because like even though like Superman was going fast, in Barry's world, he was still going slow.
Yeah, you still saw him. He was still going like this, and the Flash was going at like regular speed, pretty much.
Basically saying that if the Flash was more skilled, he could still easily handle Superman in that.
That's why I say the Flash could pretty much take out everyone.
Which is why Emma Frost would be like, go to sleep.
But here's the thing about it. The Flash is fast enough that would she have time to do that?
Well, considering it's Emma Frost, and she'd probably go into diamond form, so Flash wouldn't be able to hurt her. Because the thing is, if no matter where he is, it's kind of like Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if he's going fast. She'll be able to, zero in on him and kind of do the thing.
That's true. All right, so let's do this. Who do you think on the Justice League could beat Emma Frost?
Superman. For sure.
That's obvious.
I mean, honestly, Green Lantern probably could.
Mm-hmm.
Because like even in the Diamond skin, I'm sure it's not infinite.
He could create a bubble around her so she can't use her powers. He'd be like, "All right, she's contained."
Yeah, exactly. The question is Martian Manhunter on this. Okay, Martian Manhunter's on this team.
He has to be because he's always on the Justice League. He's on the Snyder League, so I'm counting Martian Manhunter.
Because that also gives some telepathic stuff. Because at that point, you're having a telepathically, could Martian Manhunter and Emma Frost, because like in the Diamond form, her mind can't be penetrated.
Well, in her Diamond form, she can't use her telepathic powers. That's how they balance it. She can't use. That's what they did, because it's cool. There was a comic that they did where the X-Men were fighting these Celestials, believe it or not, and Emma's arm gets blasted off. and she's in diamond form, so she's not bleeding out. But to fight the Celestial, she has to go undiamond form. So she has to have Namor hold her arm like a tourniquet so she can de-diamond and then use her mental powers. And it's so funny because she goes, Namor, grab my arm. And then Namor's like, oh, at last. And then Emma Frost is like, not affectionately, you idiot. It's so funny.
See, the thing is, like, Martian Manhunter versus Emma Frost is really interesting because, like, from a telepathic perspective, they are both, like, the premier, like, one of the most powerful telepaths in their universe.
And it'll be hilarious. Their fight is just them standing in front of each other, not moving because they're having a mental battle. And yes, the Flash has fought Gorilla Grodd. So here's the thing. The Justice League has fought villains that approximate the powers, for the most part, of the X-Men. So that's why I say the Justice League would still win, because they do essentially have strategies to beat these different powers.
Yeah, the funny thing is, there's actually a lot more psychics in the Marvel universe than there is the DC universe. You know, like there's actually a lot more of them. I mean, there is psychics in the DC universe, of course, but like there's not as many of them.
There's not that many well-known ones. I know what you're saying. Yeah, exactly.
Also, DC has more of a focus on magical characters as well. To the point where it's like it's its own subset of the universe.
Yeah, which it's its own really cool subset of the universe.
Though I will say Marvel has a better supernatural subset.
Yeah, and Marvel, to a certain degree, has a better space because DC space is just Green Lantern, where Marvel space is like Guardians of the Galaxy, Nova. That they have more to pick from, I think.
I mean, there is. I will say the Marvel space is better developed, but that's not to say the DC space is bad because you got like Apocalyptia, New Genesis. You know,
that's true.
Thanagar, Martians. It's not as much of a defined play space, whereas Marvel has like the cosmic play space that is very well defined.
So I was on Twitter the other day, and yes, and the second part is what I brought up. She can't use her mental powers when she's in diamond form. But what's funny is, so I saw this one matchup. I know which way you're going to align with this, and it's the same way I align. So I'm just going to say it: Thanos v. Darkseid.
Omega beams.
Yeah, and they said even if and the addendum was Thanos with the gauntlet and all the stones. But here's the thing, though.
Well, the thing is, if you give Thanos the gauntlet, you have to give Darkseid the anti-life equation.
But here's the thing: no, you don't, because Darkseid can't die. Because when you destroy his form, you're just destroying his physical essence. True form Darkseid cannot be defeated, and
also. Wouldn't Darkseid just use his Omega beams on the gauntlet? Like, I'm pretty sure his Omega beams could destroy the gauntlet if you wanted to.
Yeah, if there was a clash, I'm pretty sure the Omegas would blast it. Plus, also, if Thanos travels from Marvel to DC, the gauntlet won't work. They've established that it only works in the universe that it originated in. So I'm like, wait, this is like not even a fight, and even the death battle, because what happens in the death battle...
It would go like this: I am inevitable.
Yeah, and then Darkseid would go, and I am anti-life. But in the death battle,
Omega beams.
Yeah, in the death battle, Thanos uses the gauntlet, eliminates Darkseid. Then all of a sudden you hear laughing, and then True Form Darkseid just disintegrates Thanos. And I'm like, I'm like, wait a second here. Yes, they're more or less kind of the same the analogs of each other, but Darkseid is way more powerful.
I'm sorry, but like Thanos is just a very powerful mortal, whereas Darkseid is literally a god among gods.
Plus, here's the thing: Thanos is really only really powerful when he has the gauntlet.
Like honestly, you want to know the one person who might be able to defeat Darkseid? Hela.
Still, Omega Beam, she still get hit.
Hela would give him more of a challenge than Thanos.
But here's the thing. Still, she can't beat True Form Darkseid. No one can beat True Form Darkseid, because when you kill his body, you're just killing his physical manifestation.
I agree with that, but I'm saying Thanos is a curb stomp. Hela, she would basically, in my opinion, the fight would be like, why won't you die? She keeps killing him, keeps coming back, so eventually she gets tired and leaves.
Or he just Omega beams her.
I don't think the Omega Beams would instantly kill her because, like, Hela is, like, hella strong.
But they don't necessarily instantly kill her. When you get hit with the Omega Beams, they eliminate you from the timeline, meaning you never have existed if you're hit by them.
Well, I guess the Omega Beams should hit Barry.
That's true. They hit Batman. They hit Batman, and Batman's like, "Nope, I'm gonna go back in time." I love that. He's like, "No, I'm gonna go back in time."
It's like fuck you. I'm gonna become a pirate for a little while.
Yeah. That was really cool, by the way. And then when he showed up in the insider suit that had the powers of the Justice League, and he wanted to test the Bat family, like, of course, that's such a Batman thing to do.
Yeah.
Now let's see what else would be a good Marvel versus DC fight. Actually, so let's do. What else would do? Who would fight if we're doing Avengers versus X-Men?
Let's just open up the whole universes. Let's just open up everyone.
If it's everyone, then I would honestly. Who would Hero fight from your book? Yes, that I could see.
Thanos, I'd say is like a Mongol Vandal Savage level threat.
But I could see that being a more fair fight.
Like, oh my god, I could totally see Thanos trying to get control of Warworld.
And yeah, but that I could see. And honestly, Thanos is closer to the Marvel version of Mongol than Darkseid.
Okay, I got a good one for you.
All right.
Lobo versus Deadpool.
That's true. I gotta go with. Let me see.
Why won't you die?
Probably gonna go with Lobo. You know why?
Because he can reincarnate from a drop of blood.
Yeah, exactly. Because of that scene in Death Metal where he just goes, he bites on his finger because one woman needs an army. Then she has an army of Lobos. I'm like, what?
Also, doesn't Lobo technically have a Red Lantern ring?
Yeah. Now, here's a question, by the way. I want to let you know, but I want to ask you about this. And this is the one thing that annoys me about the DC versus Marvel crossover. Storm versus Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, there's no way Storm beats Wonder Woman. And even
it's the same reason why Wonder Woman beats Thor. Lightning.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, wait a second. So when their excuse, yes, that is metal as hell, bro. The excuse, yes.
The only way that Storm might win is if he uses like hurricanes or other stuff other than lightning.
Wonder Woman would just go right through it.
All right, fair enough.
But here's the thing. It's like in the book, she just gets electrocuted and knocked out. I'm like, wait a second. Isn't your father Zeus? In the movie, when Ares tosses lightning at her, she just absorbs it.
Like it's the same reason, like, you know, we had that Twitter spat about, like, you know, Thor versus Wonder Woman. Like, Wonder Woman can take a hit from Mjolnir straight to the face and keep on kicking. You know?
Yeah. By the way, they did a death battle of Thor versus Wonder Woman, and guess who won?
Wonder Woman!
Yeah, because here's the thing. Wonder Woman's also faster than Thor and arguably a better hand-to-hand fighter than Thor because she's been training for longer.
Wonder Woman can fly.
Actually fly, yes. Plus, here's the thing. The Amazons are basically DC's version of the ancient Spartans from Thermopylae.
Yeah, like Thor's no slouch when it comes to fighting, but Wonder Woman has a lot more training as a warrior. Like,
oh my gosh, you saw in the movie, she's training since she was a little girl.
And because of the lives, that could have been thousands of years.
Yeah. And it just astounds me whenever anyone even poses the question. I saw this fantastic, like, a clip on Instagram. It was like, who would win, Justice League versus Avengers? And then the guy goes, okay, so you have, okay, so with the Justice League, you have like 5 gods and 1 dude. In the Avengers, you have 2 gods and mostly dudes.
Yeah, like the Avengers, really the only powerhouses you have are Hulk and Thor.
Yeah,
the only 2 characters who could who could actually hold their own against the Justice League.
But I do say what would be an actually interesting fight is Hulk versus Green Lantern.
Actually, I got a fight for you.
All right.
Hulk versus Solomon Grundy.
Hulk versus Doomsday. I think Doomsday.
See, the problem with the Hulk when it comes to these fights is he has this like ultimate trump card of like the more angry he gets, the powerful he gets, like, you know, World Breaker Hulk and whatnot. So it's like every argument can just be like, oh, he'll just get angrier, you know.
But here's the thing with Doomsday, even if Hulk beats him once, he'll come back unable to be beaten by whatever defeated him previously.
Mm-hmm.
So, as that in terms of Solomon Grundy, I would honestly bring this one to the Hulk. I think it would trounce Grundy.
Yeah, like, I mean, Grundy is obviously a Hulk analog, but like, you know, he can't beat the original.
Yeah, and Hulk gets stronger the angrier he gets, and Grundy just stays at his strength level. So I'm like, eventually the Hulk is gonna get pissed off enough to be able to beat to punch the head off of Grundy.
Also, but Superman could beat the Hulk.
Oh yes, absolutely. Superman would destroy the Hulk. It would take a second. It would be a fight, but ultimately Superman would emerge victorious because of the fact that his powers come from the sun.
Also, the thing with Superman is like he basically overpowered the Hulk before he had a chance to power up. That's the thing. You gotta like, you know, you gotta beat the Hulk's power curve, and Superman can just like fly over it.
Yeah, because what I think the Hulk would that kind of makes me sad. Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember who won that. I think it was Doomsday that won that one. He just tore off Hulk's head. But what I would see Superman doing is deciding, okay, so I have to beat this guy fast. He would punch the Hulk into the sun. Problem solved.
Yeah, that could work, you know.
Now, okay, so let's see. Because we've beaten all the powerful X-Men at this point. Who would be a cool fight for Gambit?
Oh, that's a tough one, honestly.
Batman?
Batman would win.
Oh, yeah. How about Gambit versus Nightwing? I think Nightwing would win because he's trained by Batman.
Yeah, but that's a little closer. It's really hard because like his power set is weird.
Here's a question: who would win, Punisher or Red Hood?
Punisher.
Yeah, I would honestly go with Punisher on this one.
Because even though Jason Todd is trained by Batman, the Punisher has like gone through worse. Like he's fought Captain America and like to a standstill.
Plus, they did a storyline where he killed the Marvel Universe.
Like honestly, if you give me a Punisher versus Batman, hand to hand, I think the Punisher, if it's a 10 out of 10 battle, it's probably more like 7-3. Like the Punisher would probably win 3.
Yeah. But it's like also if it's a regular fight because they both use guns, the Punisher is more adept at a more wide range of guns.
Batman wouldn't be using guns.
No, well, I'm talking about versus Red Hood.
Oh, actually, Hawkeye versus Green Arrow. That's another classic fight.
They're both equally useless.
No, I mean, I'd say Green Arrow because I feel like Green Arrow is a better archer.
Yeah.
And trick arrows, you know.
Green Arrow has more entertaining trick arrows, which is why I say if Green Arrow were played by Chris Hemsworth, they would have a funny scene where he launches an arrow and turns into Mjolnir. With the sound and everything. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, who would fight Jubilee? The most useless X-Men.
Oh, those fireworks can pack a punch.
By the way, one funny thing. I love the intro for the X-Men for the old X-Men cartoon because it's like Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey. She doesn't have a code name. It's just Jean Grey.
It's always been weird for me because like Jean Grey's code name was Marvel Girl, you know, and it's like why like you know it's like when she's Phoenix she'll go by Phoenix, which is fine, but whenever she's not Phoenix, they just call her Jean Grey. It's like they don't want to call her Marvel Girl. They did the same thing in the X-Men movies, like
this called Jean.
Yeah.
By the way, I had a huge crush on Rogue in the X-Men animated cartoon, as most people did who watched that show. And it was kind of funny. When I first started watching the X-Men animated cartoon, I see Rogue flying with super strength, and I'm like, wait, what? Because my only exposure to Rogue was the X-Men movies where she's not powerful. So I did like, however, that in her origin episode in the cartoon, they had Ms. Marvel show up. And by Ms. Marvel, we mean Carol Danvers. And then we showed her getting those powers. So I like how they had that origin scene.
So,
Ooh, X-Men Evolution. I love this series.
No, because I don't care.
My power is your power, and I can take more than one. Nah, you're just garbage that wanted a date. Now tell you what, I'm taking you out. Gotcha.
I'm sorry, but I love that fight scene. I just love it.
I got something pretty cool. So in X-Men, they had a storyline called Second Coming. Part of it, so in this storyline, they're trying to escort Hope Summers back to Cyclops. So everyone just gives Rogue powers. So this is what she turns into.
Well then.
She's got Colossus powers, Psylocke, Wolverine, Angels. She's like loaded. Like you could put like all. You know what's kind of funny? Imagine if like they're fighting Darkseid and the Justice League go, okay, everyone, give your powers to Rogue. They all lay on hands, and then Rogue just solos Darkseid.
It reminds me of that one scene from Fantastic Four 2: Rise of Silver Surfer.
Yeah, where they all give Johnny their powers.
Yeah. Goth Rogue, the one like I didn't know I wanted this, but now I can't live without it.
I prefer the classic Rogue from the cartoon. In other words, the Southern Belle Rogue.
I mean, this one still has her Southern accent.
I mean, I didn't hate that Rogue. I also like the Rogue from Wolverine in the X-Men. You know, that more modern one, the more modern animated show.
My Rogue will always be Anna Paquin.
Who played her? I mean, which one?
Live action.
Action. Oh yeah. I saw about. I love how they added her back into Days of Future Past later.
Oh, you mean like the Rogue cut?
Yeah, I still haven't seen that, by the way. Wait. Okay, so explain to me. So in the Rogue cut, is it Rogue instead of Kitty Pryde, or is she just there?
I don't know. Also, I have more stuff to show. So
Yeah, sure.
I love these movies so much.
Okay, it's Rogue instead of Kitty Pryde.
This is from 2000. Just keep that in mind, okay?
There's also an X-Men more. I love this movie. This was so classic. The first two X-Men movies were cinema.
Wait for it. Okay, watch this clip, okay? Watch this
I
part.
love this.
That holds up.
Yeah, it
Look at
does.
that.
By the way,
that still looks good.
Yeah, that really. I'm surprised at how well that holds up. Jeez.
Well, this was still like they're still kind of in the mixture of practical and digital effects. Which, newsflash, it helps sell digital effects more when you have practical mixed in.
Yeah, Thor, Love and Thunder.
Look at that! Look at that! Like,
wow,
that still works.
Let me tell you, the Wolverine healing is one of the effects I think has always looked pretty good.
Like that effect still holds up.
By the way, here's another thing that the Road Cut adds. Wanda shows up in the movie.
Who?
Quicksilver's sister.
Really? Where?
She shows up in the past. She's a little girl, but they say she's Pietro Maximoff's sister.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
And then B says, Wolverine about his future. Let me see here. He said, just finding rogues you can take Kitty's powers and reveal that she is. Okay, let's read on the X Mansion, but reveals they tend to be kind of back in the past.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They actually have a whole scene where they save Rogue because she's stuck in the in Cerebro. Iceman dies earlier in the movie. Mystique destroys Cerebro.
I've seen the sequence where they had to break back into the X Mansion.
Man, I need to see this.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Rogue replaces Kitty Pryde. I freaking knew it. Oh, they also show how the Sentinels find the X-Men team. It turns out there was like an arm of a Sentinel in the X-Jet.
Oh, did you know that Spider-Man is in the original X-Men movie?
Yeah, isn't there a blooper where someone runs out in a Spider-Man suit? I showed this clip to Lad and he laughed his ass off.
Wait. I am completely.
That suit actually looks kind of good.
It looks really good, but can you imagine? No, you know what'd be hilarious is if that actually made it into the movie. Where like they're running and all of a sudden Spider-Man shows up.
You know the Punisher is in Spider-Man 2.
Really? By the way, did you know the Punisher was supposed to show up in Winter Soldier? In the scene where Nick Fury is attacked before he where was the Winter Soldier supposed to be the Punisher?
All right.
Hello all, it is Shadow Artist TXL on YouTube. Punisher 2. Alright, it's kind of jiffy, but here's Mary Jane.
Oh, wow.
Right there.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking with you.
Wait,
Right.
I'm going to plug that clip up, except clearer. Spider-Man 2 ending.
Hello and thanks for tuning in. Today, I'll be there were plans for a cross.
Hang on.
It's when Mary Jane is running.
Yeah, I found it. Hang on. I'm getting to that part and then I'll share screen. Hang on, I'm almost there. Oh, wow. Hang on. Dude.
Wait.
Hands. Sounds hot.
Isn't that Xena the
What?
Warrior Princess?
Yeah.
Dude.
That's the first Spider-Man. That's the first one.
Share my screen. There he is.
Yeah. They actually had him in there.
It's like Thomas Jane is like, what movie am I going to be in? Spider-Man? Which is actually interesting because that Spider-Man is where the Punisher first showed up.
Oh, you want to know a fun fact?
What?
Hugh Jackman was going to make a cameo in Spider-Man, I think it was 1 or 2. It's just Fox. We couldn't find the suit.
They couldn't just have him in a leather jacket?
Also, a few other things. There was talks for Avengers to have Oscorp Tower in the New York. And then also for Amazing Spider-Man, there was talks to have Avengers Tower in their skyline.
Which, yeah, but that would put Amazing Spider-Man in the MCU.
Fun fact, he was almost in the MCU.
Yeah, I know. They almost put him in there.
Because there was actually talks of having Andrew Garfield, which there would be some continuity problems because like a lot of his stuff takes place in New York, so it's like how do you reconcile it? But like that almost happened.
Yeah, and honestly, I could see Garfield being the MCU Spider-Man. First off, he's more like aligned with how Spider-Man actually is. In other words, web shooters and not dumb organic webbing.
Can you imagine how different the MCU would play out if like you had Andrew Garfield at Civil War instead of Tom Holland? Like because that Spider-Man would be like, I've been around a little bit. He wouldn't be all looking up to Tony Stark.
Yeah, he wouldn't be like Iron Boy essentially.
Oh dear God, yeah. But like that would be so crazy. Just like also that I think Andrew probably would have been more effective in that scene because like he knew how to use his powers more.
Yeah, plus they could reconcile like Oscorp and say that they were trying to replicate the super soldier serum from Captain America.
I think that's how they did the Ultimate version.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what I'm going for because the MCU or most superhero movies, actually, you said in our Star Wars video, most superhero movies from Marvel were adapting heavily the Ultimate Universe.
Like for example, the MCU origin of the Hulk is replicating the super soldier serum, which is the ultimate origin of the Hulk.
Yeah, exactly. I was seeing that and I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing there. And Nick Fury is the most obvious example of Ultimate. So
yeah,
which is funny because when they designed Ultimate Nick Fury, they based him off of Samuel L. Jackson. And what's so funny is in Ultimates Volume 1, they have a scene where like Nick Fury fan casts all the Avengers. And they ask him, oh, Nick, you're so good at this. Who would you cast it yourself? Well, who else but Samuel L. Jackson?
So, like, getting back to the Spider-Man thing, can you imagine how that airport scene, if Andrew Garfield Spider-Man had the Tony Stark Iron Man suit?
Or
not
just
Iron Spider.
Suit?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, not Iron Spider, but just like the Tony Stark Iron Man suit, which is powerful and has a lot of stuff. Like, training wheel mode was taken off.
Oh, geez, that would be great because you have a more experienced Spider-Man that knows how to do his stuff.
Like, you know, like taser webs and whatnot, like just all the doodads, you know. Because that's the thing about, like, the Andrew Garfield one. Like, he'd actually be figuring it out.
He would be upgrading it.
Yeah, like, honestly, I could see Tony Stark actually respecting, honestly, both Andrew and Toby. Like, because, like, you know, their intelligence is like, okay, I like you, kid.
I could basically see Tony going, why don't you just live at Stark Tower and help me tinker?
Yeah.
Yep, that'll be it. Actually, I could see him debuting. The way I would debut Spider-Man is it's during Avengers 1 during the New York fight scene. So what we have is during the movie, we have this subplot or something like that of this kid. It's basically Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker. He's doing like an internship with Stark Industries at Stark Tower. Then when the Shatari attack happens, he dons the Spider-Man suit.
Also, the line is like, so why are you here? Like, why are you here? Oscorp projected music program.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you link them. There you go. I couldn't get into Oscorp, and Stark had some openings.
Also, so this is how a Spider-Man versus Superman fight would play out. They might trade some licks, but they'll be like, "Why are we fighting?" And then they start talking, and
they
then
just hang out.
And then Superman would hire Spider-Man as his Peter Parker as his photographer.
Yeah, exactly. They become like best buds.
He'd be like, "Do you guys have health insurance?" Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, he become the Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, like Jimmy Olsen would be Lois Lane's photographer, and then Peter Parker would be...
In fact, what's funny is in Heroes Reborn, the newer one, where they basically replaced they basically made the DC universe with the Squadron. That's what Peter Parker became. He became the Jimmy Olsen of the universe for Hyperion.
That is crazy. I love it.
That was so funny. It's like Gwen Stacy became Batgirl. Sam Wilson became I'm trying to remember who what else did Sam Wilson? But I know Kamala Khan became basically the Donna Troy of the universe.
Sam Wilson, I could see him becoming a Green Lantern.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember exactly what it. Oh, he was the Robin to Nighthawk.
No, he was the Falcon.
Yeah, but he was like, yeah, I believe he still had the wingsuit, but he was, and I think he was called Falcon, but he basically stood in for Robin.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, D Rhino. We should probably be wrapping this up. It's going on an hour and a half. Like, it's good conversation, but
Yeah,
like, you know.
I love how whenever we do a stream, we start off with like a serious topic and then go like off.
We're gonna make fan fiction.
But that's fun, so it gets our thinking caps flowing.
Mm-hmm. And Courage had a good time. You know, he was, you know, he's been a good boy, so I'm sure he enjoyed seeing all you guys. So we're gonna cap this off. Thanks for coming on, Jared, and then thank you everyone for stopping by. We actually got some spikes here and there. That was pretty cool. You know, unfortunately, you know, like we did talk about Ripa for like a good like 20-30 minutes, but like there's only so much you can kind of talk about that topic.
It's he's doing really well. That's all we have to say, really.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's some really messed up stuff going on with him, but like he's earned every bit of it, and honestly, I could not be more happy for his success. So thank you.
One more thing I want to bring up. Did you see that that Reva's lightsaber did not get funded?
Yeah, I posted about it. So
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, of course. No one cares about Reva.
No. Did you see that they actually muted comments for the announcement?
I'm sure they did.
Get woke, go broke. That's what all I'm going to say about that.
Exactly.
So thank you everyone for stopping by. Courage says goodbye as well. And then so this has been Nick from the Phoenix Press. And remember, I can only show you the door. You're the one that's to walk through it.